Hi, I'm Marcy Degman, the Aspiring Gardener, and today we're going to talk about how to start a perennial garden. First of all, a perennial is a plant that's going to come back year after year. Now, it might die back completely to the ground, or it might be like this ground cover and stay green all year. Just has perennial roots that live year after year. So what I have here is I do have a garden with plants in it, but I don't have a lot of perennial flowers. I have some grasses, ground cover, I have a small crepe myrtle bush, and I've got some rocks in place. But what I want to do now is I want to add perennial flowers. Now this is a ground cover, it's called bearberry, and it stays really low and it gets little berries, but it's really loose, as you can see. So what I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to be able to plant right within this ground cover. And what that's going to do is it's going to keep the weeds down, it's going to keep the moisture in, and it's going to give it a nice background in the winter when nothing's going on. So within this, I'm going to plant some perennial bulbs. I'm going to plant different flowers like maybe echinacea. You can seed flowers in here if you want to add some later, but the idea is to get your perennials in so you have a total structure before you add other things that are going to die back each year. Now, things like this grass, I've actually brought from other parts of the garden. So what you can do is you can go around and you can divide the things you have and you can add them, and within no time at all you've got a full garden. So what you're going to do if you want to start a perennial garden is decide what you want to plant, make sure that your situation is right for the plants. This is sunny part of the day and shady part of the day, so I can grow a wide variety of things in here. So you want to look at your climate, check the zone, get perennials that are for your zone. I have a zone 8, so when I plant perennials, I'm going to want to make sure that they're a zone 8 or lower. That way they're going to withstand my winters. If you plant a perennial that's higher than your zone, it's going to die back even though it's a perennial plant. So to be a perennial, it's a plant that comes back year after year, but it's also a plant that's right for your zone. And what you can do is you can start in the spring. That's usually the best time for flowers. This is fall, so I have all my structure in place. But come spring, I'm going to add my perennials directly into this bed. And what I'm going to want to do is choose perennials that bloom in the spring, midsummer, and fall. And if you're lucky, there'll even be some that bloom in the winter. That way you have a year-round perennial garden, hardy plants, and plenty of structure when they're not in bloom. And that's how you plant a perennial garden.